I can still see that. Am I supposed to be able to see? Okay.
Yeah. Um,
Oh,
it's Thursday.
this is new.
This is
Oh,
new.
I mean, it's not new. No, I mean, perfect. It's starting well. Thursday. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, buddy? We're
Everything's
live.
terrible.
Everything's terrible?
Everything's terrible.
Why is everything
Not
terrible?
having a great day.
Not. Why are you not?
Well, number one, apparently my mirror doesn't show this pimple as much as this camera does right now. This thing's driving me nuts. Since we've signed on here,
Ooh.
I've realized that I need to. I don't. This is. I can't go out for the next few days.
I got one too. Don't feel bad.
This is terrible. It's driving me nuts. And my whatever a U6 error is on my washing machine, that's come up 3 times and
A
left me with
U6
9 minutes.
error. Hold on. You getting errors on your washing machine?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's got 9 minutes left on it, and it won't go past. For like a week or two, it sounded like a penny's flying around in there when it spins. So that's probably not good. Maybe the penny just finally got jammed. Or can I tell you what I want to drink?
You sound like you need a drink.
I need a fucking drink.
Your washer's on UB40.
Oh, I love UB40.
What band was that? What was it?
And they also did
They had more than one song.
I Can't Help Falling in Love with the
Ooh, can't
Hey, look,
help fall it.
it's the Death Star.
I thought that was a
I
big
mean,
raisin.
it started to melt, but it's the Death Star.
So it's a dilapidated Death Star.
Yeah, it's like from the it's when the rebuilding phase. The contractors
Return
have
of the
started
Jedi.
from the yeah, because in space you can build things from the top down. So that's what's going
That's
on.
what it is.
Yeah.
That's
But
what it is.
you remember last week you gave me shit about my whiskey stones. That's because I didn't want a little bit of water in
I
my
wouldn't say I was
tequila.
giving you shit.
You're a dick. I mean, no, it's fine. But tonight I'm drinking bourbon. One from my shelf back in the day. Do you
One
remember
from
our
your shelf.
shelves?
Explain the shelf to the people.
When we worked at the bourbon bar, the main bartenders,
Mm-hmm.
you were one of them too.
Yeah.
We all had our own shelf of our 5 bourbons. I remember the day that we drafted them. We sat around and we went in circles and drafted our bourbons. It had to be like under. This will tell you something great. It had to be under $40 if I remember, or 45.
There were that many to pick from.
Yeah, and Eagle Rare was on my shelf because
Oh.
I was the big Eagle. I drank Eagle Rare like it was water back in the day. Now, but we're bringing some Four Roses small
Ooh.
batch to the table tonight.
Four Roses
Over the Death
small
Star.
batch. So
Small batch.
I don't have a fancy shelf bourbon. However, I do have something I've been chasing down and
Huh?
I've been wanting and finally got my hands on.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Is it a bourbon?
no, it's a beer.
Beer.
I love a good IPA. This in particular is a double IPA, double India Pale Ale.
Now
Now-
we're getting crazy.
This brewery is out of Columbus, and this brewery in particular, Columbus is amazing for beer and hockey. I know you got a soccer beef with them, but I don't care about that. But this brewery in particular is called the Hoof Hearted Brewing Company.
Who farted?
Hoof Hearted.
Who farted?
So Hoof Hearted Brewing. It's
Who
called
farted?
If You Can't Be Good, Be Bald. Well, actually, this would work because the reason I was so enamored with tracking down this beer and getting it,
Holy shit! It's the Legion of Doom.
right?
Wow.
That's a very telling thing for me. If you call them the Legion of Doom,
Rush.
or do you call them the Road Warriors? See, I call them the Road Warriors.
Well, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
I
calling
was
them the
more of a
Legion Doom.
WWF guy than a
See, WCW.
WCW guy
I love WCW.
back in the. I mean, in the early days.
Oh yeah, and I love old WWE. Like when people ask me who's my favorite wrestler, I always say, well, the wrestlers I'm going to tell you to go watch are going to be Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. That doesn't make them my favorite. That's always my answer. However, I digress.
Yeah.
This is If You Can't Be Good, Be Bald, from the Hoof Hearted Brewing Company out of Columbus,
Hoof-hearted.
Ohio. So here we go. Ooh,
Nice.
Nice little pop on that.
Where did you have this first? Did you have this at their brewery?
I've never had this.
Oh, you've never had
This
this.
is the first time I've had this beer. The only time I went there.
You're gonna be drinking two things tonight you've never had.
Yeah, I am. But the only time I went there, they were out of this. Did I pour it perfectly? Oh, I did.
Look at that. That was pretty.
Did.
Like you've done this before.
But I recently went to Jungle Jim's and bought a bunch of beer. I think I sent you a picture of my beer haul.
Yeah. Can I tell you something real quick?
Sure.
Just for the fun of it, let's break the fourth wall here a little bit. Usually that little light that little dot that flashes on your screen every now and then is red. Tonight it was green. Now it's gone. But okay, just letting you know. Now you're muted.
I'm muted when I
Jesus, we are
slurp,
professionals. Ladies
I
and gentlemen,
slurp beer off my lip.
don't get too turned on by the professionality that
no.
you see before you.
Do you brush your teeth before the show?
What?
Do you brush your teeth before the show? I'm not saying you have to. That wasn't a comment on anything.
No, it was just I didn't because I don't usually because of the drinks. I tried it one week. I did like no shit. One week when we did this, I got all fixed up like I was going out and shit. I put on the line like, oh, I put on good shoes. You never. I don't have to wear pants right now.
No,
but I put on good pants and shoes and stuff like that. Why? What's wrong with my teeth?
nothing's wrong with your teeth. I was just asking. We were talking about breaking the fourth wall, and I was thinking about that. I was like, I do. I brush my teeth before the show.
It fucks up the liquor. I did it the one
I
week,
chug a bunch of water,
and I immediately came in here and had tequila, and it was the worst thing I had because I had my charcoal toothpaste that I like. That's all black and my goth toothpaste.
Your goth toothpaste.
Well, it's charcoal
Is
toothpaste.
it flavored as well as made with charcoal, or is it just charcoal flavored?
No. It's got some mint to it.
It's got some mint to it.
Yeah, it's mint. Okay. It's not. It's
That's
much
what
more.
you say is mint.
There's no
it's
charcoal.
Mint.
It doesn't taste like you're brushing with a fire.
No, but charcoal has the charcoal by itself has that kind of like chemically taste.
Tastes like mint.
Very good. Mint toothpaste.
Perfect.
So, this beer, oh wow, it's actually really good. So, last week we were talking about video games, and in particular we were talking about the kid that beat Tetris.
Oh yeah, that little bastard. Yeah. I mean, that cool kid.
I was thinking about that, and that was, and I was thinking you were talking to me earlier about old video games and that playing Tetris, because we had talked about the kid played it on Nintendo. You said.
Yeah, he was using some kind of Nintendo emulator.
See, that's wrong to me. Even if it's not the emulator, first off, the emulator is not. That's not Cricket. That's not cool. Don't use the emulator. That doesn't count.
I don't know if it's a full-on emulator. It's not an actual NES, but it's something that's just like it supposedly. Blah
okay.
Blah blah.
So,
I was not prepared.
For me though, Tetris is Game Boy. That's how I see it. The two systems that I started off with when I was a kid, I remember. I remember getting my Nintendo. I remember getting my actual Nintendo console.
I did not play a lot of Tetris. That does not grab my attention.
What was your video game as a kid then?
My parents played the shit out of this thing called Squares, which was like Tetris, and then like it would blow. It's kind of like.
Was it Great Value Tetris?
What's the one that everybody was doing for a bit on the tablets when they first came out, where
Snake.
The colored balls would blow up? And
Sudoku.
What's that?
Sudoku.
Bejeweled. Sudoku.
Yeah. People played Sudoku.
I'm already done with the show tonight.
People played Sudoku for a while. I think that's a thing. That's a word.
Yeah. It's so close to Tetris.
Yeah, Sudoku.
God damn it. Anyway, this game Square, and like it had a running total. Mom usually had the high score.
You have to describe it more than just square. What did you do in the game with
it was
the
like
square?
Bejeweled, and it was called Squares. You would make perfect squares, but of colors and things like that.
That makes sense to me.
I hate everything about you sometimes.
Was that your game?
What age are we talking? Like early video game memories? Earliest video game memories
first game
would be one of three things. I can only remember three. I used to play on a Commodore 64.
Now,
do you remember Commodore 64?
Never had one.
Keyboard, big floppy drive.
That was gonna be my question. That's a floppy disk system, right?
Yeah. Yeah, kids. Discs used to be floppy. Actually, yeah, kids. There used to be discs. Let's start with that.
Content used to come on a thing you had to buy.
It was a big fucking SD card about this big that you could bend and didn't want to get near heat. and worried about. And yeah, but there were 3 games that I can remember. My dad was like Mr. Computer guy, computer genius. He went from music to computers, and he had a Commodore 64, and he had this book that was about this thick, if I recall. I could be wrong. It could have been this thick or this thick. I don't know. But it was how to code very, very early. I mean, we're talking mid 80s here, but put in these it was a page where I would have to type in if I wanted to play this Godzilla game. I remember was one of them that I always wanted to play. You would have to type in all of this code, and then if you got it right or put all the code in right, the game would pop up. You were actually entering code to program the game, basically. And I remember I would sit there and go through it, and nothing happened. My dad would be like, "Oh, you must have missed a number," and it's like,
That's crazy.
fucking
That
do this
is
for me.
crazy.
Yeah.
remember
I also
PC
remember the
games that
discs for. I had
weren't
the
that
discs
intense.
for GI Joe. I had disc for GI Joe, and we also played. It was so much Castle Wolfenstein, but the original. If you look back,
Whoa.
you can Google this. Whatever Wolfenstein most people are picturing right now, that's not the original Wolfenstein. The original Wolfenstein was pixelated, little. I remember Hitler on the second one. You actually had to get to the Fuhrer and
We
drop
don't need
a.
a gif of that going on the internet.
Yeah, we don't need that going on. Sorry. But yeah. I remember you were smuggling a suitcase in. You would put it underneath of his desk, and boom, boom, and try to blow
Was
him
it
up.
a side scroller?
No, it was more like Zelda dungeons back in the day. There's a square screen. You can go out that door, or that door at the top of the screen, and you go out, and now you're in a new
Okay.
room. That way, or that way. And everything was just
Yeah.
single square blocks. And yeah, that's some of my earliest video memories. Besides my dad, sorry, Dad, letting me try to play Leisure Suit Larry if I could answer the 5 adult questions at the beginning that would test if I was a kid trying to get on the game. And it was
God.
shit that would ask like, who had the #1 single in 1971? And I would just try to guess.
See,
And I know we probably talked about this. I think like I never got past the part where I immediately got an STD. I didn't even understand what was happening. I thought I was fighting with the girl. I will always remember this. You know in cartoons when the characters get into a ball of dust and everything?
oh yeah,
There was a scene in Leisure Suit Larry where you and this girl get in a bed, and that
and it
starts
just
happening.
does the dust cloud.
And I'm like, they're fighting. That's funny. And then all of a sudden, my guy has a red flash from around his crotch area, and it said I didn't have protection. And I never knew what it meant, but apparently years later, I grasped and put it all together, and even was able to look up that I was supposed to have found a condom before I showed up to that room.
And that was
The
on
things
the
you randomly
Commodore?
remember. That's called a childhood memory right there, folks.
And that was on the Commodore 64?
That was later on Dad's PC with Duke Nukem and Shadow Warrior and some other things.
See, that was where I really got into PC. I got into PC games pretty heavy. My first video game system was a Nintendo. That was the first thing I remember having.
Yeah. First
played
thing
a
I
lot of
remember in
Columbus.
Nintendo was at a weird half cousin place that was from my mom's side of the. But yeah, I remember seeing
What
them
makes them a
play
half-cousin?
Mario. I don't even know how it works out. So they were my grandfather, my papa, my grandma's. My grandma remarried, and the grandfather that I knew growing up, who was amazing, awesome guy, his grandchildren, we kind of called them cousins. So they married in. My grandma married their grandpa, and yeah,
Okay.
don't do that.
What? That's how
You
you got here.
disappoint. Grow up.
So, okay. So I remember PC games really distinctly. A lot of those. I played Leisure Suit Larry, Duke Nukem. That was when you could get shareware versions of games. You would be at like a store and see for like $7 or $8.99 or whatever. You would
Yeah.
get a version of Doom that came in like a CD case. Now it wasn't all 3 versions, right away. You know what I mean? How like you start the game and there's like the first version of the game and there's like the additional missions.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
like the first mission and you could buy the rest.
This is
But
what games were
the
like. kids.
shareware would just be the first like mission of it. And that first mission was like 10 levels. So you weren't getting ripped off.
Do you remember what was the magazines? I can't remember which one specifically, but some magazines would actually have a CD or
PC Gamer. did that.
inside the cover,
Yeah.
and that would sometimes be tests for games and
PC
trials.
Gamer would do that. Eventually, PlayStation magazines would do little
Yeah.
demo discs like that. I remember all of those. I used to play a bunch of those weird point and click adventures. The more common ones you'd think of would be like Escape from Monkey Island or Return to Monkey Island. Like those games.
No idea what that is.
I
think
played
my point and
one.
click.
Okay.
My father played one called Myst.
Well, no, when I say it's Leisure Suit Larry is the style that I'm thinking of, where it's
Okay.
like side scrolling and you move around areas and open up
Yeah.
things and search around. There was an Indiana Jones one I played, and then there was a Wayne's World one I played that was it sounds so silly, but the goal was to like gather all the pieces of like a concert ticket, I think it was. But it was such a fun game. But it was just point and click, move around, figure out, find all the things in the little donut shop. Okay, let's go over to the parking lot, find all the little things in the parking lot. Crap. We gotta go back to the house, find all the and then you're just bouncing around all these little scenes.
I don't remember what it was called, but another one just came to me, and like it makes me feel like my father would love Skyrim and shit like that. He played basically the equivalent of just a written RPG.
Zork.
It was almost like coming to my mind right now. It was almost like AI back in the day. He would type in what he would want to do. Like it was like you hear a werewolf in the distance.
Zork. Return to Zork.
Zork?
Zork.
Return to Zork? Are you sure?
That was that.
Maybe?
It,
That
if it,
style
if
or
it
something?
wasn't Zork, it might have. Like I think Return to Zork. I had Return to Zork, and they originally were just text based.
Yeah, it's
No
basically what it was. It
imagery.
was text based, and I remember
Yeah.
like it was like watching him play, and he would type in these things and read it. And I mean, I'm legitimately scared for some reason. It was like sitting around the radio, we're listening to my programs.
Well,
Like I don't know.
those games would eventually, and I never played too many of the text-based ones. By the time I got into them, they were Return to Zork, which is where they added in a stop-motion video, which a lot of those PC games had, where it was like you click a button and it would play a little motion video, and like
Yeah,
imagine almost like it looked like Myst, but there'd be little characters to interact with. Like I'll never forget, you'd go to this one part. It was a mystery essentially. You'd have to figure out what's going on, find the
Yeah.
dungeons, find the keys, all these things. But I'll always remember there was in Return to Zork, there was a mill, like a mill with a wheel, a water wheel, and the guy that tended it. It took me. I could never get past him. It took me years to actually get past the guy at the mill. All I could ever figure out is I'd click it, and I couldn't figure out what to give him, what to say, what to do to figure out his puzzle. He would always just say, "Want some rye? Of course you do," and offer you a shot of whiskey. I'll never forget that.
Isn't it amazing the
Long as
shit
I
that you
live.
remember? Like I'm sitting here thinking too. Like I remember the first video game I rented, and it wasn't from a
Ooh.
video game rental place. It was for the Nintendo. We didn't even know it was possible. I was with my mother at an Ameristop at the bottom of the hill in Taylor Mill. And it was an Ameristop that rented games. And I remember this game called Spelunker or something where it was a little guy that would go down and cave explore and stuff like that. And that was one of the first games I rented. And SWAT Rescue the Embassy Mission.
That
for
was
Nintendo?
amazing. Where you would start at the top of the building and you would rappel down the side of the
Yes.
building and break through the glass, or you'd be the sniper
No,
on
no,
the
no.
outside shooting people in the window.
Yeah, the first thing you would do is walk next to the building and avoid the searchlights.
Yes.
Then the sniper would take out the windows, and then the next guy would come down. I remember renting that, and then later on in life, found it at a flea market and had to buy it because I do still have a Nintendo that I would love to get hooked up. I'd love to get it hooked up on an old tube TV again.
The two games that were like that for me, there was one called Deja Vu.
Oh my God, I
You
remember
played
Deja Vu.
Oh
That was
my
a
God.
great.
You
That
wake
is
up in a
a
bathroom.
classic. The multi-window RPG story, very film noir.
Yes.
It's almost L.A. noir back in the day.
That's why I gravitated towards LA Noirs. It reminded me so much of Deja Vu.
Deja Vu was fantastic. I don't remember
set in,
anything
like,
about
Dick
it, but I remember I loved
Tracy-esque
it.
20s. It was set like the Dick Tracy-esque 20s.
Yep.
You wake up and don't remember who you are. You have no clue who you are.
In a bathroom stall, right?
Yeah, you wake up in a bathroom stall, and then a mystery unfolds. I'll just leave it at that. A mystery unfolds.
I don't remember too much of it, but I remember it was fantastic, and it pretty much got my addiction for these detective games that I'll play. Like I love those like Sherlock Holmes style games or games where there is
bought it on
examine a
something.
crime scene and a detective work.
I've got it either on Xbox or on my Nintendo Switch. I remember I one time paid like $6 for like a updated port of it, so I've
Oh,
got it
really?
somewhere.
I bet it's on Steam.
Um,
I found a game that I loved for PC. I love the Police Quest series.
I
They were
played the
actually made
fuck
by
out of
that.
Police Quest 1 and Police Quest 2.
Oh yeah, you were
Oh,
on the search for the Death
when
Angel.
you went to the
There
police,
were
just
adult themes in that.
the
I was
Police
playing
Academy
with adult.
training was so fun in the
It felt
beginning.
like I was really learning police. Like, yeah, it
Hmm.
was whoever the guy. What was the guy's name who was with the LAPD at the time? But he had this series of games, and yeah, I have Police Quest SWAT 2, the top-down one where you place your snipers, you set your teams, initiate the actions. I got Steam so I could get Police Quest SWAT 2.
Man, I might have to look that up now as well. And it makes me think of also XCOM, original XCOM. I know XCOM 2 has been around for years. I've never
I
picked that
never
one up.
played I never played the old XCOM, but I absolutely love the XCOM 2 that came out. I love that style of turn top boom 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 place your guys. I have that and all the expansions still. I haven't played it in a minute, but it's a fantastic game. You get so attached to these guys that you've taken mission to mission, and the death of a character that never mattered has never meant so much to me.
What was the PC series that was like the turn-based space combat? Something Commander.
StarCraft.
No, not StarCraft. It was like it was all in ships. Star Commander, Space Flight Commander, Space Commander.
I'm not sure on that one.
There's like 10 of these games I remember. And then
Did you have? I'm going back to Nintendo. We're just on random
ooh, see,
things
my
like
brain's
that.
in PC, but good, Nintendo.
Okay, no, sorry. Back to Nintendo. Then we'll go to PC. Did you ever have the Power Pad? You remember the racing
The one
thing?
I didn't have, I had the Power Glove. I didn't have the Power
You had the
Pad.
Power Glove?
I had the Power Glove.
I never had the Power Glove.
Way more
I sat
work than it
and I
than you
remember
thought.
telling my parents I wanted the Power Glove so much, and it just never worked out that I got the Power Glove. I don't remember what it was. Maybe I didn't beg enough because I remember I also didn't put a whole lot into it. But looking back now that I see the Power Glove and the Nintendo First Edition VR when it
Should
was
have
all
bought him a
red, I'm
Power
so
Glove, Mom and
glad.
Dad.
Thank you guys for not getting me that. You had the Power Glove?
I had the Power Glove, and the thing about the
Thanks for
Power
not
Glove,
getting me that.
it came with
I didn't deserve
a
it. I
game
didn't need it.
called Glove Ball, where
Yeah, yeah.
literally you just did that. It was essentially kind of like
They
a
made a
handball.
movie to sell that fucking glove with Fred Savage.
The Wizard, the Wizard.
The Wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole movie was about the Power Glove.
Well, and the thing about the Power Glove though, for that, because the thing in the movie The Wizard is he uses it to play. I think it's Rad Racer, and he's going like that. It didn't work like that. You didn't drive a car like this. It wasn't that advanced. You could go left.
Well,
and
not in
go
the
right,
80s you didn't
and go
drive a
up
car
and
like
go
that.
down.
In the 80s it was still 10 and 2.
Yeah.
Then you got that in the 90s.
So the best thing though was playing Mario, because for Mario you would literally go up, down, left, right, A, B.
Yeah.
A, B. You would literally go A, B, A, B.
You remember the code. If I just said you remember the code, we would both know the code, right?
The Konami code?
Up.
Up, down, left,
Yeah,
right, left,
up,
right,
down,
B, A,
left,
B,
right,
A,
left, right,
start.
B, A, select. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That code is for a while when there were first passwords on computers, for a while my password was up down, like the podcast that Xavier Woods has now. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was because of that. And then after I changed it, it was. Do you want to guess?
Down.
No, it was BABA, but it was
BABA?
BEEAYY. BABA.
B, A, B, A.
Okay, sorry.
And no, it wasn't Mortal Kombat. It was Abacab. A, B, A, C, A, B, B.
Oh, I don't remember on that
A,
one.
B, A, C, A. Ooh. There's
I don't remember
some
on that
internet
one.
just going to eat us
There was also
alive,
the Mike
folks.
Tyson classic code. You would have those notebooks, those spiral-bound notebooks where
Back
you had
up.
kept.
Mike Tyson classic code.
Well, there was a classic code that would take you right to Mike Tyson. There was a code for every
yeah.
single guy in
Yeah.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I mean, that was the only way I ever found out who Soda Popinski was. I wasn't that great at that game. I got to like the second Bald Bull, and I was screwed.
I can get past King Hippo without really getting frustrated. It's about when you start getting past him and get the Bald Bull.
Yeah.
And start getting into those characters. There is when that game really starts picking up. On like the first 4 characters are a cakewalk.
Yeah.
Up to was it Piston?
I still
Honda?
remember how to beat Glass Joe, Don Flamingo. You know who the first one that really
Kaiser.
frustrates you? Was it Tiger Ali? There's a lot
It
of
wasn't Tiger Ali
stereotypes in that game.
Singh.
There was a lot of no, there was a lot of
White
stereotypes.
Tiger. It was like White Tiger or something like that.
Yeah, the one that could disappear and come
Yeah.
and punch. He drove me fucking nuts.
Don Flamenco was always fun. The French guy
Yeah, with
the
the
rose.
flower in his mouth.
Or maybe Spanish. I think he's supposed to be like a bullfighter, maybe.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's from Madrid.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He is from Madrid.
Madrid. So the Punch Out code, but thinking about Nintendo games, I know you had mentioned renting a game. I can't tell you how many video games I burned through as a kid, just with the dawn of the rental. Video stores have been around forever, but you and I both kind of started playing video games, and then after a few years, you were able to rent games.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like at first I had a video game system for about 2 or 3, 4 years before
Every
I could
now and
go
then
rent a video game.
Every now and then, if I was good, my mom would let me rent a video game system.
See,
You could rent the system for the weekend. So when
I
the new
never got
systems
to
would
do
come,
that.
there would be a few that it would be a big thing. Me and my buddy, it would be like we would set up sleeping over this weekend. I'm getting God, I don't even remember some. I mean, maybe even PlayStation 1 it could have been at the time. Who knows? But yeah, we would rent systems, and it was a fucking blast. I remember Mom always threatened me because she had to put down some money.
I remember them coming in like briefcases though.
Yes, it came in like a hard case, like a Pelican
Yeah.
hard case. Yeah.
Like I remember they came when I
And
when I
nowadays,
saw
I
people
want
get
that
them.
hard. Nowadays, I know I'm older because I appreciate that hard case more than anything. I really want one of those hard cases for my camera.
The one like the kind of they look like a briefcase but made out of like that hard plastic, kind of a little bit
Yeah.
bumpy and scratchy on the outside. Yeah.
If you're picturing a movie where there's a bomb inside some styrofoam inside of a hard case, that's the case.
That's good. to
Yeah,
put
you
on the
know,
internet.
because they've always cut. Because I don't know why. I mean, I guess you got to pack the bomb so it's cozy, but they're always inside of a nice little crate of styrofoam. And I'm off subject. I don't know why I'm thinking about the bomb on the thing and Lost. It was on the ship. They never should have
seen
gone
that.
to the ship.
Never watched that show.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, there's so many shows I've never picked up.
It's one of my
Lost,
favorite
Game
things
of Thrones,
ever.
Breaking
Another one.
Bad.
Three shows that have the best. Three shows that are the best for cliffhangers in this world that will make you watch the whole show. Lost. You got to get to about episode 6. Game of Thrones. Got to get to about episode 3. And Sons of Anarchy. It doesn't fucking matter.
Never
That
watched
show
it.
starts 100%. And I never thought I would like it. I mean, I'm not the biggest like. I mean, I don't know. I don't ride a motorcycle. I have a Segway scooter that I bring bring. I have one of these bells that you bring like that. So I'm like the nephews of Anarchy. Bring. And terrible. So yeah. But yeah, I fucking loved it. It's a great show. The Ireland season. Oh. Good
See, when you
God.
say the Ireland season, I think of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's another great season.
Man.
Carrying a corpse up a hill.
Oh my god, what a great fucking season. The older I get, the more I identify with Frank Reynolds. It's
Oh Jesus.
fucking crazy.
That's terrible.
It's terrifying as I get older. But thinking about
For those
video
of you that
games-
don't know, Frank Reynolds is the Danny DeVito character. Danny DeVito.
older me.
I'll never forget Tommy Tiernan does a fantastic joke talking about what the real Messiah probably looked like. He never looked like the Bee Gees, the bejesus that we picture, the Bee Gees Jesus that we pictures, the bejesus. That's where bejesus came from. He always says, think about the part of the world they came from. Think about the height of the average man back then. Danny DeVito. You have a fat little lumpy Jesus. And that's exactly what he said. And it's a joke that I will never forget, that when people talk about like what Jesus really looked like, I can't help but to picture Danny DeVito because of that Tommy Tiernan joke. Every time someone's like, well, you know what Jesus probably looked like? And I just picture Frank Reynolds crawling naked out of a couch on It's Always Sunny.
Those are some of the best episodes, is where he gets like a lot of the screen time. The one where he goes back to work or back to the office
Oh, yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
incredible. I think that's the
The
same one where he comes out of the. Isn't that where the same one where he comes out of the couch?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And the
'cause
one
he's-
where
he's-
he
he
the
thinks
one
people
where he
talking
fell
shit.
out the one where he fell out the window and replays the whole first time he met
Oh
them.
my god!
The day in the life of Frank, where it's all from his point of view.
Yes.
That's another fantastic one. Yeah, you're making me want to restart It's Always
And
Sunny.
It's terribly problematic, but the one where the piano almost falls on Mac's head
Oh
and
yeah,
Frank has to yell, "Look out,
yeah. If you know, you know. But that whole
slur."
episode is about yeah.
And
He
it's
he,
the debate
he
between
uses
do
a
you save his
word that
life or did he use a slur?
yeah he uses one of two words that I wouldn't use.
Nope.
I'll use about any word that exists in
Yeah,
this
I
word
think words are
world.
pretty harmless except for a few. Like
But
that.
there's two words that I will never use in a I would never use.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, that I lost a lighter earlier and I just realized it's sitting next to me. At some point, this is my take me with you. This is so when the aliens come, they know. Just go ahead, take me with you. Um, I don't know. Sorry. I just had a moment where I found my lighter. What do you got?
I have a Seinfeld button.
You're a big Seinfeld guy. That's okay. You talk about shows that you haven't seen. That's one like I would see my parents watching it every now and then, but I never got into it. I can't remember any episode. Okay, I remember two episodes of Seinfeld ever.
Mhm.
The classic Soup Nazi one,
Right.
and then there was one where Kramer had a kidney stone and was peeing in a parking garage, I think, or trying to pee in a parking garage.
There's those
Or was that a separate
you're
episode?
mixing two episodes together. There's one where
Okay.
they're stuck in a parking garage and they can't find where to pee, and there's
yeah,
another
yeah.
episode where Kramer can't pass a kidney stone and
Okay, so
pees at a circus.
I at least know three. That's how I am with Friends too. I never really, but Everybody Loves Raymond. I could quote you every episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. I love that show so much.
Raymond. I love the brother. I just love the brother. I just
Oh,
love Brad.
Brad Garrett?
Brad
Oh,
Garrett.
Brad
just
Garrett, yeah.
Raymond.
I mean, the whole cast: Doris Roberts and Peter Boyle. Is it Peter Boyle?
And that's also Jerry Stiller, Frank Costanza from Seinfeld.
Jerry Stiller's not in Everybody Loves Raymond.
Wait,
Jerry Stiller was the dad on Seinfeld, and
no,
Jerry Stiller was in King of Queens.
I'm mixing up King of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond. Isn't one a spinoff of the other?
Well, they take place in the same world. Every now and then on Everybody Loves Raymond, Kevin James would show up with a package that he was delivering.
Like
And that
Perfect
was about
Strangers
it.
and Family Matters?
Wait, were Perfect Strangers and Family Matters in the same universe?
The wife from Family Matters worked at the office of Cousin Larry. She worked at the office in Perfect Strangers. That's so I ooh, hold on. Am I remembering this incorrectly?
Maybe, because my head hurts.
Hold on, let's
I'm
see.
going to pour more bourbon.
Family
That should fix it.
Guy. No, not Family Guy. Family Matters.
The Death Star is gradually shrinking.
Perfect Strangers.
Getting smaller. Pretty soon it's going to look like pieces of Alderaan.
Let's see. This is
That
from
joke hit really good with nerds who've never been laid.
This is from CBR. Family Matters, how the show is connected to Perfect Strangers. Perfect Strangers not only set the stage for Family Matters, but the two ABC series also shared a connected universe because of these characters.
So Urkel was in the same universe as Balky?
Yes.
Why did we never get an Urkel Balky
Overlapped for several
crossover?
years. Those who were paying close attention caught to a little detail that connected Family Matters and Perfect Strangers in another unique way.
Shit you guys learn here.
Let's play
I didn't
Titans.
expect to learn it.
Yes, both characters worked at the Chicago Chronicle newspaper. With Larry's connections, Mary. Yeah,
We'll get with you in a second.
yeah. Family Matters is actually a Perfect Strangers spinoff because
I'm mad that I never got an
the
Urkel
wife
Balky
works
crossover.
at Chicago Chronicle. Boom.
What was Balky's last name? Bartakamus?
Bartakamus. He's from the Isle of Mykonos. Mykonos?
Mykonos.
No, Mykonos is real. I think Mypos.
Mypos.
Mykonos is a
Wait,
real
is
place.
that where Alf's from?
No, he's from hold on.
Oh God, where was Alf from?
Kremlak?
Kremlak.
Kremlak?
Melmac. Melmac.
Melmac?
I
Hold on.
think it's Melmac. My father's gonna message me any second. I have a
Melmac.
feeling. It's Melmac. No,
What?
I think it's Melmac.
That
I'm
is
gonna 100%.
from-
Melmac. Final answer.
Yep, Melmac.
Bam.
What
Thank
was
you
what
very
was the
much.
name of the family he lived with?
It's a T name. The Tanners.
It is. What's the other show that had the Tanner family?
The Full House.
Nice. Who else had a full house but two different families got married and lived together and had
Nick Cannon.
Yes. Nailed it.
Yeah, I loved Alf. You talk about memories flashing back from childhood. Uh, I remember that Alf was on. I think it was Monday nights, but it was definitely on the night that I had Cub Scouts up the street, and I wanted to
Why does that play specifically?
because I remember that Alf was more important to me than Cub Scouts, and I didn't really give a shit about Cub Scouts. I was mad. Oh, I was really terrified of drinking the Bobcat blood.
This is like
Was
therapy for you and your parents, essentially. This show is just your ability
no,
to
no, no,
just
no,
on the
no,
internet
no, no,
go, I didn't want to go to Cub Scouts, mom and dad.
no, 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 no. It's not
You
one of
should have
those.
made me have to learn to tie knots
No, no,
and
no,
set
no,
things
no,
on
no.
fire.
No, I learned to do that a couple weeks ago.
You
I know I learned
started
to do that later on in life. Wait, which side are you on?
I'm on your left.
My
To-
left over here?
No, other side. That's
You over here?
or I'm to your right.
Okay, so no, it wasn't one of those Cub Scouts like Bing 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 Cub Scouts. That no 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 no. It's
I
not like
wasn't
the cat.
saying that. Who
You know, it's not like
insinuated
it's not like
that?
you were saying that I needed therapy. It's not like the Catholic
Is
Church.
that the noise
Cub
it makes?
Scouts.
Bing, bing, bing?
I don't know. Thank God I don't know.
Now, the church could tell you one or two things about. Just kidding.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I no, it wasn't the Catholic Church Cub Scouts. It was my buddy up the street's dad was
Who
trying
would
to get
sign
us to
up for
drink
that in
Bob.
2024? What are you going to send
Like,
your
here's-
kids? The Catholic Church Cub Scouts,
Oh my God, that's double. That's terrible.
right? That's a hand on each knee.
That's a hand on each knee. Is that what you said? Jesus Christ. We need a quote book.
We do.
Anyway, I remember that I was just making sure that I could get out of Cub Scouts in time to come home and fucking watch Alf. End of story. They also had a Yorkshire Terrier that was a piece of shit that always tried to bite my ankles. To this day, I hate Yorkies.
Wait, the Cub Scouts?
My friend's dad, we had the Cub Scout at my buddy's house, Adam, up the street at the corner. Luckily, it was I could just walk to the house. It was where I also picked up the school bus.
So it was just
And-
at somebody's house down the street. What'd you do, though, while you were there?
There were different Cub Scout projects.
Give me three.
God, I don't remember fucking individual projects and things. I remember I had the neckerchief. I had a couple patches.
Wait, that was a project? You made a neckerchief?
No, I didn't make a neckerchief. I remember I had the book. And let's see. What did we make? Oh, we had one of the soapbox derbies.
It's very
Or
little
the
rascals
little-
of you.
What's that?
It's very little rascals of you.
Not the ones you actually got in. That would have been really cool though. Like the ones like where they do that thing over in Cincinnati where people throw water balloons at you when you go by them on a you know what I'm
Oh
talking about?
yeah, big wheel or
Danger wheel
Danger
or
wheel,
something.
danger
yeah,
wheel.
yeah. Where they send you down a hill off of ramps and people hit you with shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to do that.
I'll watch you do that.
We could get a team. We could do a sponsored.
I will sponsor a team.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
won't
you
be
could
on the team.
commentate it as I'll go down the fucking hill.
There
You
it
can
is.
commentate
There
it.
it is.
Absolutely will. So, soapbox derby. I remember they wanted
Soapbox
us to drink
derby,
Bobcat. I was very
neckerchief.
terrified about drinking Bobcat blood. That was a big thing. It was like a tradition that you were going to drink Bobcat blood.
What was
But
it really though?
Tomato juice. Here's the thing. I didn't like tomato juice. I didn't like tomato soup.
And they wonder
Grilled
why
cheese
none of our
and-
generation grew up trusting adults.
Grilled cheese and soup day. Oh, it was fucking terrible. I don't like tomato soup. Give me the grilled cheese. Fuck your tomato soup.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's
Interesting.
just pointless. Why? Gross.
It's-
You
it's
have watered
creamy.
you watered down ketchup and heated it up. Blech!
It's creamy and flavorful.
It is not. That's a tomato bisque. Fucking grow up.
When does a soup become a bisque?
I don't know. But yes, end of story. Tomato soup.
All right, so you drank
Like
tomato
it.
soup. Okay, so
No, I didn't. I wouldn't. I would have rather drank blood.
So soapbox derby,
Yeah.
neckerchief,
I had a neckerchief. I had a
bobcat
Cub
blood.
Scout book.
Those
There was Bobcat blood.
You made a neckerchief, or did you win?
And
the
we used to play
neckerchief?
Tecmo Bowl.
That's the
I
Cub
never
Scouts?
made a neckerchief.
What
We
was
were
it for?
You had to wear it, and then you had the little neckerchief tie fucking metal ring that went like this, and your little.
To
You
tuck
ever
it,
seen a Cub?
to tuck it under your ascot? What did you do?
God damn it! I'm gonna pull up a Cub Scout uniform.
Don't
Look,
don't
I'm gonna
Google,
end up-
don't Google
If
Cub
I
Scout
Google
uniform
Cub
at your
Scout
age.
or Boy Scout, I'm gonna end up
Stop!
on some
Don't
list.
don't do that at your age.
God, there's no reason I should be drinking bourbon, googling Cub Scouts. Fuck you, Mike. I hate this show.
The show took a really weird turn
This
tonight.
show took a dark ass turn.
So speaking of dark ass turns,
Yes.
I have
One final drink to
a
drink.
grand finale, ladies and gentlemen.
The final. You've made it through all the worst. I don't think this could be as bad as Ranch. I don't think this could be as bad as.
You want to fill the people in on what we've been doing so far?
I bought Mike some drinks. I was on Amazon doing Christmas shopping for everybody, and I came across this thing, and I saw that there was a Ranch soda included,
Yeah.
and I wanted Mike to drink it. So I bought him a 6-pack and thought it would be a fun idea that every week he could have a chaser. Like I've always got a little glass of Coke to sip on over here, or something, Mountain Dew sometimes. I thought I would get him some chasers, so we got him Ranch soda, buffalo chicken wing soda, sweet corn soda. What else have we done? Peanut butter and jelly soda. There was one more that you've done that I can't think of.
Bacon.
Bacon soda. That
Which
one was bad.
Terrible. Tasted like a dog shit.
Yeah.
You
So
can go
your
back and
last
watch
one
all of
would be
those
pretty good.
on YouTube, or go to gettingwork.com and listen to the podcast episode of any of those past episodes, including
Not
this
as
next
fun to
one.
listen. Or check out the social media for that dude Mike and Getting Work, because there's some great reels of just the moments that he like that. And I'll tell you what, sometimes I'm having a bad day and I just tune into it.
So now we're down to the last one, which was
last
number one in the box.
Number one.
So I got
Numbered by your wife, because she helped me collaborate.
I gotta be honest with you. I gotta
Yep.
come clean about something.
Uh-oh.
When this is done, this isn't the last one. It's not over.
Wait, what?
Because you and I have to get together so that I
I'm so confused.
can give you this.
What the fuck is that?
This is revenge, sir.
Wait, what is that?
That
It's
is-
unlabeled. I don't like
Exactly.
unlabeled. That looks like some. What? Did you order that off Wish? What the fuck is that?
No, that's 6 individual sodas that I am going to wrap in tinfoil and I'm going to give to you. And every week we are going to go through 6 more of these in the future. Except I'm not telling you what any of them are.
Wait. You mean I'm gonna open them blank, not knowing what they are, and I'm gonna have to smell and drink without knowing what it is?
You can take. I'm going to wrap them all in foil. You can take the
Yeah.
foil off right before you open it.
Okay.
Yeah. But because for you and I, we gave the 6 away before I went through. So like, we knew everything that was in there. I'm not going to tell you what's in those. I'm going to give you that 6-pack wrapped in foil. And then for 6 weeks
Is this
straight.
week that I give my 1 week notice here on Thirsty Thursdays? It has been fun being a part of this show. I look forward to seeing who your next co-host is. My job here is done.
Revenge, sir. Revenge, sir.
Fuck. I knew it was coming in some form. And here's my thing. I kind of was hoping it was going to come in like the form of little bottles. I didn't want a lot of anything. Like when I got you those sodas, I went, ugh, this is a lot of liquid.
It's a lot of liquid and a lot of sugar. And I'm going to have my fucking revenge, sir.
So when does this start?
When are you coming over?
Oh man,
I got to
know.
give you the 6-pack. It's at least
Yeah.
going to be, this is at least going to you on Royal Rumble.
I got a lot on my plate coming up.
I bet
buddy.
you do.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Like, I don't know if I can make the Royal Rumble party anymore.
So-
I work a lot and really early in the morning, and hate things that I don't know what they are.
It's going to be fun. Don't worry.
Oh God.
So I'll tell you this because I picked them out individually. I actually got to pick the flavors from an assortment of flavors.
Is there at least a couple things that are
Yeah,
okay?
it's a combination. There's some of them are enjoyable. Some of them are going to be enjoyable.
And what would you call the one? And you use the word enjoyable for those. What would you use as a word for the others?
Revenge.
Fantastic. Can't wait. Stay tuned. Drink your fucking pumpkin pie soda.
All right, I'm gonna do a shot
I'll find a way to get with you in the next week.
before.
Maybe we go try some of that food at Alexandria Brewing together, and we
There
go
we go.
visit there and have some of that great.
Not a
food.
sponsor yet, but we'll
Not
get there.
sponsored yet. We'll just
Um,
keep mentioning their names till we.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep saying it till they do something. Fine. So with this, I'm gonna do a shot of whiskey, and I think I have something that was on my shelf We talked about our shelves as
Yeah,
bartenders.
yeah, yeah.
It's not a bourbon.
No,
However,
those shelves were only Oh wait, is it a rye?
it's not a rye, but it's something I loved. It's cheap as shit.
Corn whiskey,
There you
mellow corn. Is it fucking? Ah!
Nailed it, sir.
God, I wish I was good at other things like I am at this.
I can
This is
guess.
something-
I may not
What a
be able to
fucking
go to
useless
college, but I
talent.
can guess what you're drinking.
No one ever says you should go on Jeopardy after finding out that I can tell what liquor Mike's about to drink.
Oh, that's gonna actually not be good.
It's not going to be good. Pumpkin pie.
It's a weird chemical.
It has been 6 weeks sitting.
What is that? All right, I actually kind of. I'm in like Batman detective mode. I got to do this shot so I can figure it out. This is
Yeah. No, I want 100%.
proof.
I want a clean whiff real quick, and you tell me the first thing that comes to mind. That's the closest food comparable that you get from it.
This is Bottle and Bond, mellow corn, straight corn whiskey. Delicious, nutritious. Corn is a vegetable.
You should have drank the corn whiskey with the sweet corn soda.
I didn't have it. Ooh, mellow corn, 100 proof sweet. So I almost said sweet corn. 100% corn whiskey. 100 proof corn whiskey.
Corn whiskey is very unique. Sometimes I enjoy it. Sometimes I go back and forth.
It's
mellow corn's good.
And for those of you wondering, like, what's the difference? It's not aged like a bourbon. It sometimes has a little bit of additive or a little bit of bottle or barreling, but never anything like a bourbon. Think about kind of closer to a moonshine, but not as strong and bitey as moonshine. It's smooth, very smooth.
Smooth.
So this is pumpkin pie soda. Here we go. It's the cinnamon.
Oh,
That's what
you're
I'm
getting some
smelling.
cinnamon?
It's very it's very it's pumpkin spice.
Okay.
That's what they did.
Pumpkin spice soda.
Yeah, they just made pumpkin spice soda.
Gotcha.
There's okay, they did something. Okay, it's weird. It's complex.
So really, you're just saying that the ranch and the bacon were bad, so you really only are thinking about Revenge on Me twice. So there should only be 2 Revenge
Let me
bottles
think.
in. Wait, uh-oh.
I'd say about 4 of these bottles.
4?
Yeah. Well,
You chose 2 things that are good?
maybe 3. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about the one. One might end our friendship.
How am I going to randomly... Am I just going to randomly pick them out of the case?
I can
unwrap?
number. I can number them, or you can just randomly grab. I'll hand them to you in foil, wrapped, and we can go from there.
I'll randomly grab, and I will give you my word that I will not peek at them, and I will give you my legitimate anger on the podcast as I
Perfect.
unwrap them one by one.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Something to look forward to. How'd your parlay go last week? Mine missed.
Oh, mine sucked. I went big time. As we talked about last week, you and I both bet on the
National championship game. Fuck
for
that game.
college football. I had. Go back and find my parlay. It was Washington versus Michigan. Michigan
Ugh.
ended up winning the game.
Fuck Michigan.
I had over 56.5 match points. I had J.J. McCarthy for 300 plus yards. I had Michigan on the money line. I had Michael Penix Jr. for 350 plus yards. Neither one
A
of those
lot of
yards
people
hit.
targeted that 300 on Penix, and he failed us.
He didn't hit it. McCarthy didn't
Nope.
hit it. And there were not 56.5 points.
My mom should have used her voodoo doll. She didn't
Should
use
have.
it.
We really could
I
have used
have
the
it.
What?
I have it. So when she was down in, I think it was New Orleans or something like that, she found a voodoo doll, like we talked about last week, that she put the will or spirit of Jim Harbaugh on. I don't
How
know
do you
how.
do that?
I don't know. I don't know. She just hated him enough, and you got to really love John Elway.
That's what it is.
Yeah. If John Elway's the guy who comes back a lot in the fourth quarter, don't ever say that Jim Harbaugh can come back in the fourth quarter, or my mom will buy, or you, my mom will buy a voodoo doll that it still has the bag around its neck. I don't even want this fucking thing in my house, to be honest with you. I didn't pick it up till today. This thing's terrifying, but it's like a legitimate.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but when Harbaugh would be doing good, or she didn't want him to come back in the fourth quarter, she would, and yeah.
I don't know if I'm offended by that thing or terrified of it. So hold on, what's it made out of?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, this kind of terrifies me. I think this is
Is that
human hair.
hair?
I don't know. No, it might be straw.
Is that human hair? Do you have a hair doll?
I think it's straw. God damn it, I hope it's straw.
Please be straw. But what's it wrapped in?
That's what's under.
Oh, that looks. That's settling. That's.
So
settling.
I'm gonna
What's
put
with
this
the yellow
back in-
flag?
That's where the needles were. It's
Are
not.
there-
It's not a flag. It's a bag.
Are there needles in there?
Not now. I
Can
think
you-
there's one still. Oh, somewhere his chest stopped hurting. There's still one. I'll put it back.
Oh,
Sorry.
if something happens to Jim Harbaugh in like the next 12 hours, I'm done. Done.
I didn't do it. I'm gonna put him back in the liquor globe, and get him back to my parents' place as quickly as fucking possible.
Yeah, get the thing off the show.
This and the Furbies might be the two scariest things my mother has ever owned.
I could deal with a Furby. I think that thing's made out of hair.
No, I had the two of them talking that night, and I can't deal with them.
Those aren't made
I know
out of hair.
I know I told you that story. Those Furbies talk to each other, and they scared the shit out of me. Yeah. So that's that. But yeah, Michigan won, and I missed my bets, and fuck John Harbaugh. We should have used that. Yeah. My mother is a wonderful woman. You're going back to the pumpkin spice.
Oh,
So my parlay
it's like
of
a
the week.
fireball made soda water.
Ooh, that would be weird. Like a non-alcoholic fireball. Ugh.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, regular fireball is already not great. So, oh baby, I'm about to have a freaking parlay maybe hit tonight. Holy Lord, Oklahoma City is beating the Portland Trailblazers 121-65.
there you go.
That's crazy.
What's your parlay for next week?
Well, I have a crazy one going tonight. Oh, I missed a lot of them. Giannis didn't get 30. Shea got his. So for this week, I have actually a parlay for tomorrow. So you'll only give a shit about this if you're watching now because it's tomorrow. And I'm really still sticking to my NBA. I don't know why I've suddenly been having a little bit of success with the NBA. I've kind of leaned into almost being an NBA fan, but I know I'm a fake NBA fan. I'm more of an NBA 2K24 fan on Xbox as I've been streaming lately. But my parlay at plus. Wait. I don't see the total. Anyway, it is the Sacramento Kings to beat the 76ers, the Indianapolis Pacers to beat the Atlanta Hawks, and the Chicago Bulls to beat the Golden State Warriors. Every one of those is a spread cover. So Sacramento +1, Indianapolis +5.5, and the Chicago Bulls -3 against the Warriors. I watched the Warriors play again the other night. It was unbelievable how much they're talking about like Klay Thompson being old and Steph Curry being old. I feel like these guys just got in the league, but Golden State is not the team that they used to be anymore.
No.
I mean, the times have changed. It's now the insane big man era who can also shoot threes and be effective inside.
This is terrible timing, but it's the Belichick theory.
What's the Belichick theory?
Like over time, diminishing returns. Like the Belichick Patriots are not the Patriots we talked about years and years and years ago.
Oh yeah, no. Well, where do you think Belichick's going to end up? You have any predictions?
I'm not mad if homie calls it, and
Oh, I wouldn't
goes
be
and
mad either. I've
chills
never
in
liked the guy.
sunset.
Fuck
I
him.
don't think he's going to,
Right off into the sunset in your dirty hoodie.
but
I'm done with you.
I wouldn't.
I have nothing to say.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to one of these, like, what, 6 teams that let their coaches go over the
Take your
past
dirty
week.
hoodie and your angry cousin Eddie vibes and get the fuck out of the league.
Angry cousin Eddie vibes. There
That's
you
what
go.
he's kind of like a grumpy, angry cousin Eddie that isn't funny. Go to the Canadian Football League.
We could be in a situation where Bill Belichick and Nick Saban both hang it up.
Fantastic.
I mean, that is
Celebrate.
pillars,
Let's do a shot. Oh, that's
pillars
fantastic.
of NFL and college
Best
football.
news I've heard. We're gonna drink some tequila. Saban's
right.
done. Belichick's done. Let's drink some tequila.
All right.
Shot. All right.
I
Fantastic.
guess we're doing shots to no more Belichick and Saban. Hold on.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Fuck Alabama. Fuck the SEC unless you're UK. Fuck Belichick.
I don't agree, folks, but I just do shots. So here we go.
You
Cheers.
better agree. No, you agree with me before you.
I
clink
like
your
Nick
camera.
Saban.
You like? No, wait. Why?
He's a dynasty of coaching. I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm not pro Bama, but you can't deny that Nick Saban's good at what he does. Like, you can't deny that. You're not a Bama fan. I'm not a Bama fan.
You know why they say roll tide?
I actually don't.
Because Alabama fans can't spell elephant.
Is that what they are? Is an elephant?
Yeah, you ever seen the Crimson Tide logo? It's a big elephant.
So, Bama, Michigan. Who would you root for?
You remember in Dark Knight Rises when Bane went into that football stadium and just started destroying the field blew up. I mean, it was the Steelers, which was awesome. But I mean, if we could get them in there as well, we could get Michigan in there, we could get Ohio State in there, we could get
Why's Ohio State
Alabama
catching
in
strays? This is like your football Cat Williams like speech, man. You're just like Alabama and Ohio State, Michigan, and
100%
Will Smith's
Alabama,
basketball team,
Ohio State.
Michael Jordan in
Michigan.
Space Jam.
No, LeBron James in Space Jam. Michael
That was
Jordan in
trash.
Space Jam. Yeah.
I watched it. It was not good. No,
That was
original
worse than
Space
his
Jam was
hairline.
Fire. Whew, God, LeBron catching strays.
You want to see LeBron's hairline?
Fuck.
Sorry. All right. Fuck that guy too.
So
I shouldn't drink bourbon on the show.
My
we
bad.
should go back to tequila.
my parlay for the week is Miami Dolphins and Kansas City Chiefs. I got under 27.5 points. I
Put the
got
Chiefs in that stadium too.
Isaiah Pacheco to score 2 touchdowns and Tyreek Hill
solid.
to score a touchdown. I feel like it's going to be a
I like
cold
that.
game with a lot of running and not
Kansas
a
City
lot
can't
of
rely.
TDs.
They've apparently dropped more passes than any team in the league, if I'm not mistaken. Or they're known for dropping passes. I think Pacheco is going to be a big. If they win, Pacheco is going to be the reason. And that 2 touchdown is probably not bad. I have this crazy idea that there's going to be this Lions Super Bowl, and that the Browns could maybe get there. And I don't know what's going on. It would be so weird, but. Can you imagine if the story is Flacco got off the couch, took over the Browns,
That's
won a
what I was
fucking
about to
Super Bowl
say.
for the Browns, rode off in the sunset, sat back on his couch, and pretty much that's how he got into the Hall of Fame?
I would cheer. I would cheer for him if he did that. It would suck that Deshaun.
I would cheer for
Watson would also get a
Flacco,
ring.
but I wouldn't cheer for the Browns. It sucks that he has been a part of teams that I fucking hate.
I wish.
Ohio State, Michigan, Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Alabama,
He was a Raven.
Miami Hurricanes. Oh,
Miami Hurricanes.
I think I got that from my dad. I remember in '88, I think it was, watching Notre Dame and the Miami Hurricanes. And that night, I decided I was a Notre Dame fan, and I hated Miami from that day forward. Fuck off.
I like UK football. That's about who
UK
I watch.
football. Yeah, there you go. Good man.
UK
Well,
football.
see, we had to cheer for Notre Dame back in the day because UK didn't have a football team. Basketball, always. We always cheered for UK basketball in my family. That is.
I got a friend, Tim, who's a big Notre Dame fan, and when I used to work at a sports store, one of the coolest days when we had one of the actual Notre Dame helmets come in.
Oh, nice.
It's real gold in the paint.
Yeah, it's cool
And,
looking.
we had an actual Notre Dame helmet in the store. That was a really cool moment. The 2 coolest moments in that
classic.
store, working at that sports store, was when we got a Notre Dame helmet, and we got an autographed game-worn Michael Jordan jersey. In a frame.
Oh, that's crazy.
Literally, my job was we put them in frames and put them on a wall to sell, and eventually someone would come in and pay way more than I could ever pay for it.
We have a problem.
Are you eating an orange? Are you gonna get scurvy?
Well,
what are you doing?
No. I'm never gonna get scurvy. Speaking of, had a great tall tale adventure on Sea of Thieves today. Rode the seas with some friends and released 3 souls from some treasure chests. Did a tall tale. It was exciting. But the orange is actually because I wanted to do that when we did our shot. I was gonna do the bite of orange after the shot of tequila. I forgot, so I guess that means I should pour another shot, and that's how we should end the night.
Sounds good.
Or what's going on?
All right.
I gotta get back to some streaming. I've started learning how to stream. We're gonna do that more, right?
Go follow Brendan on stream Fire Eater on Twitch.
The Fire Eater.
The Fire Eater. FYREEATER.
Yeah, I'm still figuring it out.
Twitch.
It's more of a calm. Like so many people do those streams where it's Call of Duty. I'm just giving you a peaceful storytelling experience. Ride with me as I play Red Dead Redemption, or be scared with me as I play Dead by Daylight. I'm not always going to be on camera. It's not about my face, but I will bitch at things, and I will be angry, and sometimes that's entertaining. Okay, fuck Ohio State, fuck Michigan, fuck Alabama, fuck the Browns, fuck the Ravens, fuck the Chiefs, fuck the Miami Hurricanes, fuck the Patriots.
It's a lot of teams.
Oh, fuck the Blue Jackets. Fuck anything from Columbus. Fuck the Crew. Fuck Manchester United. Oh, let's get into soccer. Oh, Jesus.
People on the internet, I'm Mike. He's Brendan.
Fuck Bayern Munich.
He's
Fuck
Brendan.
PSG.
Brendan,
Yes.
cheers.
Cheers, buddy. I'm going to bite my orange now. Cheers. Fuck Man U. Fuck the Crew. Supporters Shield, baby. We did that right there.
I like Limp Bizkit.